Macau, Mirra Andreeva pulls out. Alexandra Eala plays doubles against two men. Mirra Andreeva was forced to withdraw from a mixed doubles match at the Macau Tennis Masters, which led to an interesting situation and Alexandra Eala playing a match involving three men. On Saturday, the top-ranked Russian female tennis player was scheduled to team up with Alejandro Davidovich Fokina and play against the Filipina WTA star and Junqing Zhang. While a singles match between Davidovich Fokina and Zhang was ongoing, it was reported that Andreeva was ill and that she may not play her mixed doubles match. A few hours later, that turned out to be true as the two-time WTA 1000 champion pulled out. Since the 18-year-old Russian and Eala are the only two female players competing in Macau this weekend, it made it impossible for the organizers to stage a mixed doubles match. So, in the end, the organizers figured out to keep the original pair, the 20-year-old Filipina and Zhang, and have them play against Davidovich Fokina and Wibinyu. One would think that Eala and Zhang would easily lose the match. But the reality was different as Davidovich Fokina and Wu had to fight hard before registering a 7-5, 7-6, 1 win. In the second set, the Filipina and the Chinese male player even had a set point in the 10th game before losing in 2 sets. On Sunday, Andreeva is scheduled to meet Eala in singles. It remains to be seen if the world number 9 will be healthy enough to play. By day, the city shimmered like a patient dealer, shuffling history and neon with equal confidence. By night, it became a stage where expectation leaned forward in its seat. On this particular evening, the humid air clung to the Lisbita complex, where an exhibition tennis event, half sport, half spectacle, was about to begin. The headline, printed and reprinted all week, had promised a clash of rising stars. Mirra Andreeva's name gleamed at the top of posters, her face calm and focused, the promise of precision behind her eyes. But hours before the first ball was scheduled to drop, the rhythm of the event changed. Mirra Andreeva pulled out. The announcement came quietly, almost politely, as if the organizers hoped the words would dissolve into the air before anyone noticed. A scheduling issue. Precaution. Nothing dramatic, yet everything dramatic. The crowd buzzed, not with disappointment exactly, but with the electric uncertainty that Macau thrived on. Something had shifted, and the city leaned closer. Backstage, Alexandra Eala tied her shoelaces twice. She had come to Macau expecting a standard exhibition, smiles, quick rallies, cameras flashing. Instead, she was now holding a racket in each hand, listening as an organizer explained the new plan in a voice that tried very hard to sound casual. Doubles match, he said. Mixed format. You'll play against two men. Alexandra blinked once. She was used to pressure, used to courts where silence felt heavier than noise, but this was different. This wasn't just a change in lineup. It was a change in narrative. Outside, the court glowed under artificial stars. The audience filled in quickly, curiosity spilling over disappointment. Macau had always loved the unexpected. If one door closed, another opened, usually brighter, louder, and far more interesting. Alexandra stepped onto the court with her partner, a local player whose grin suggested he understood exactly how unusual the moment was. Across the net stood two men, taller, broader, their serves capable of tearing the air in half. The matchup was unconventional, and everyone knew it. That knowledge hummed between the stands and the baseline. The first serve cracked like thunder. Alexandra moved without thinking. Footwork first, thought second, that was how she'd been trained. The ball came fast, but not faster than intention. She returned it cleanly, low over the net, forcing a volley that sailed just wide. Applause rose, surprised and genuine. Macau watched closely now. Between points, Alexandra glanced around. Beyond the court, skyscrapers shimmered like stacked mirrors. Somewhere nearby, dice rolled and cards flipped, but here, the gamble was different. This was about balance. Power versus placement, expectation versus execution. The men played hard but fair. They tested angles, tried to overpower. Alexandra responded with patience. She redirected pace, changed rhythm, turned strength into something manageable. It wasn't about proving anything dramatic. It was about playing the game as it existed in that moment. Games passed. The crowd warmed. Cheers shifted from novelty to respect. In the second set, Alexandra found her groove. A sharp cross-court forehand forced an error. A perfectly timed lob drew gasps. Her partner laughed aloud after one rally, the kind of laugh that comes when the impossible feels briefly normal. Macau understood this feeling well. The city had always been a place where categories blurred, East and West, old and new, tradition and reinvention. Watching Alexandra play, the crowd saw something familiar reflected back at them, a reminder that boundaries were often just starting lines in disguise. When the final point ended, there was no dramatic collapse, no exaggerated celebration. Just applause that rolled like a tide, steady and sincere. The match hadn't been about who won or lost. It had been about what happened when plans changed and someone chose to step forward anyway. Later, as Alexandra walked off the court, sweat cooling on her skin, she passed a poster still bearing Mirra Andreeva's name. Someone had taped a small sign beneath it,